Right now on News 8, suddenly out of work. The big announcement from a Quad City restaurant and the emotional reaction from its workers.
And candidate decision, the campaign announcements, and what it means for the presidential nomination process.
Live from WQAD, News 8 at 5 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Denise Hanitka.
And I'm Jim Mertens. Thanks for joining us. Some local workers got the surprise of their lives. They are unexpectedly out of jobs tonight. Casualties of a corporate decision to shut down almost 100 restaurants around the country. Ryan's Family Steakhouse has been in Moline now for many years, but in our top story at 5, News 8's Chris Miner reports no one knew Saturday would be their last day of work.
I'm angry. I'm sad.
Ryan's Steakhouse off John Deere Road is history.
It's a shock, you know. I was here almost 5 years and now I don't have a job.
A sign on the door initially said it was closed for inventory, but server Dawn Patch and other workers were blindsided with a phone call yesterday morning.
At 6:30 in the morning, I got a phone call saying we were shutting the doors.
Ryan's all across the country were sold to another company back in August. Last month, 74 restaurants were shuttered. This month, about another 20. Jobless overnight.
If I would have known, I would have been looking already.
Regular customers came here to eat, but hugged and wished the servers well instead. You were a regular.
Yeah, they, you just like it's a family, part of the family.
A local church spent part of the day loading donations from the now closed restaurant.
They've given us food for our pantry, our church pantry. We have a huge pantry, do about 2,000 families a month now. And so they said, come and get all the food.
Business is business, but these workers wish they could have had some warning.
I actually have enough money saved for my rent for next month, but if I don't find another job by then, I don't know what'll happen. I just don't know. All I can do is hope and pray that I find something soon.
In Moline, Chris Miner, WQAD News 8.
The company that bought all the Ryan's Ovation brands says it's only closing poor-performing restaurants.
There are new opportunities for psychiatrists to start their careers in Iowa. Iowa Governor Terry Branstad announced today the creation of 3 new psychiatric medical residency programs to recruit and keep psychiatric professionals in Iowa. The positions would be at 2 hospitals in Des Moines. A new report from the University of Iowa says the state has less than 200 psychiatrists to serve 3 million people, one of the lowest ratios in the country.
We have about 1,500 medical students in our state, but because we don't have enough residency programs, a lot of them do their residency out of state and they get job opportunities and unfortunately don't come back.
The state is putting up $4 million to fund the programs. And we're learning more tonight about what may have stopped a Tennessee company from building a new mental health facility in Bettendorf. Strategic Behavioral Health wanted approval to build the $14 million facility, but a vote to approve it by the Iowa Health Facilities Council failed in a 2-2 tie. Local school districts initially supported the company's plan last summer, but then retracted. Coming up on News 8 at 6, News 8's Elizabeth Wattis figures out what caused the last-minute change of heart and why local hospitals could have something to do with it.
The clouds brought some rain to the Quad City area along with some very mild temperatures.
It felt downright warm out there today. James Zahara has a first check of the forecast. Hi, James.
Hey.
Very welcome.
Wow, indeed. You know, with all that cloud cover, temperatures were extremely mild out there. In fact, check out the daytime highs we had across eastern Iowa and northwestern Illinois. Well in the 60s, but we even saw temperatures around 70 degrees, like Muscatine, Burlington, Mount Pleasant, Macomb got as high as 71, got as high as 69 degrees in the Quad Cities. And we still have the clouds out there. We still have the mild temperatures, 66 currently in the Quad Cities. Lots of clouds, but the rain chances haven't really been out there. In fact, our latest storm tracker shows a pretty quiet evening out there. That's some good news for outdoor plans, but hey, we're not quite done with the rain chances yet. We'll time it all out for you, how long these rain chances will last, coming up in just a few minutes. Jim?
In Your Voice, Your Vote coverage today, the presidential candidates face another important Tuesday with dozens of delegates on the line. Tomorrow, Hawaii holds a Republican caucus, while Idaho holds a Republican primary.
Michigan and Mississippi also holding their primaries. The Republican candidates are coming off contests in several states this weekend, with Donald Trump and Ted Cruz each winning 2 states. And that was big for Cruz, who's trying to close the delegate gap between he and Trump. He's behind by only 87 delegates.
Yeah, I think Ted Cruz knows that the only way he can beat Donald Trump is if Marco Rubio and John Kasich drop out. That's not going to happen before March 15th when those 2 states, home states of those 2 people, vote.
Florida and Ohio are also winner-take-all states, so the first-place candidate is the only one that picks up any delegates.
And those are the states where Trump is planning to spend a lot of cash on campaign ads. According to an ad tracking company, Trump spends about $2 million on Florida TV commercials and $1 million in Ohio. Trump's campaign has also reserved about $500,000 in TV time in Michigan before tomorrow's primary. And this morning, Trump turned his attention to Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton. He says the numbers show a victory for the Republicans if he is the presidential nominee.
One of the polls just came out, and a number of them have just come out. I'm beating Hillary Clinton quite easily, thank you. And honestly, we really haven't even started on her. We only had one little skirmish about a month ago. You remember that little skirmish, right?
But 4 out of the last 5 national polls do show Secretary Clinton beating Trump by as many as 8 points. Only one poll taken a month ago has Trump beating Clinton, this one just by 2 points.
Ohio Governor John Kasich told Michigan voters he's got what it takes to take on Clinton and her record.
And you mark my words, Hillary Clinton in the fall will be bragging about the Clinton economy. You know what the Clinton economy, you know why it happened? Because Republicans got in, cut taxes, balanced budgets, and forced Bill Clinton to go along. And you understand something about Bill Clinton. If a riot is coming at him, he will get in front of it and call it a parade. Okay, just so you know.
Kasich says he's planning on taking the race to the convention where he thinks he can win regardless of the delegate count. Former President Bill Clinton will be in the Chicago area tomorrow to campaign for his wife. The Clinton campaign has been zeroing in on Illinois, debuting 2 ads here this weekend. Sanders and Clinton are both participating in a town hall event on Fox News tonight. Former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg says he will not get into the race for president. In an op-ed published today, he says it's clear if he did get in the race, he would not win. Bloomberg did consider running briefly as an independent. He was weighing a run with the possible nominations of Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders.
And ahead of the vote in Illinois, you can take our candidate quiz to see who matches up with your priorities. Simply type candidate quiz into the search bar on WQ80.com. We'll keep this quiz active and updated as we get closer to Election Day. Well, it's now time for some Lovey at Illinois. Illinois' largest university has a new football coach. Former Chicago Bears head coach Lovey Smith taking the reins at Illinois. It's part of a big shakeup for the Illini. News 8's Corey Kuffler live in Champaign for the announcement and what it means for the university and its fans. Right, Corey?
Absolutely, Jim. Just 3 days into his job as athletic director, Josh Whitman is proving that he has what it takes to make Illinois athletics great again. At a press conference this afternoon, Whitman introducing Lovey Smith as the 25th football coach in school history. Smith is back in the collegiate level after 19 years in the NFL. The process of hiring Smith started 2 weeks ago with just a phone call. And Josh, as well as the administration, feel they have the right man to turn the football program around and make it respectable again.
To be able to walk in that room and put in front of them hope, to be able to put in front of them stability, to be able to put in front of them a championship vision. You could see their eyes light up. You could see them understand this is our moment. This is our time for the University of Illinois and for our football program.
Now coming up tonight at 6, we'll hear from Lovey Smith himself, Josh Whitman, the players, and even students on campus to find out what this hire actually means for the university. But for now, live in Champaign, Corey Kuffler, WQ80 News 8 Sports.
All right, thank you, Corey. Another football announcement today. Peyton Manning officially announcing his retirement from pro football. Manning goes out on top, having led the Broncos to a Super Bowl championship in February. The 5-time NFL MVP is also the only quarterback to win the Super Bowl with 2 different teams and one of only 2 to beat every team in the NFL. Who's the other 2 have done that? retired Packer quarterback Brett Favre. I didn't write it, I'm just reading it.
Moving along.
Still ahead, attracting students.
The decision by a Chicago area university and how it could impact thousands of low-income students.
And the rain chances continue in the days ahead. I'll tell you how much we're looking at as far as averages are concerned when it's all said and done. Right after the break here on News 8 at 5.
You're watching WQAD News 8 at 5 with Jim Mertens and Denise Hanitka.